Hi everyone, it's Mark Scheller, top 1% St. Louis Realtor. Okay, back today to discuss the top 6 seller's disclosure fails. Okay, here is my question for you. Are real estate disclosures like this one a gigantic waste of time? So 10 years ago, I was helping a seller and she said this ominous sentence, and I quote, "Mark, if I disclose everything wrong with my house, there is no way that anyone is going to buy it." Okay? So in 1990, the seller's disclosure was 2 easy pages. Then it was 3. Then it was 4. Then it was 6 pages. And now it is 6 almost unreadable pages with its tiny font, and it's filled with all of this real estate jargon that the general public has never heard of. For example, here are some words right off of the seller's disclosure. Okay? Are there any recorded road or street maintenance agreements with the county, the city, or the subdivision? Who knows that? Okay. Are you aware of any problems relating to your curb stop box? Does anyone know where their curb stop box is? Is there a sewerage lift system? Sellers say, I don't know. Is there? Is there any strip mining? Is there any post-construction stormwater best management practices? Are there any BMPs on your property? I don't know. Okay, how about this one? Are you aware of any asbestos on the property? That could be in the attic, that could be in the basement floors, that could be around the insulation. Who knows? Are you aware if the property has been used under section 442.606 RS mode that requires you to disclose those facts? How about section 260.213 RSMO, which requires you to disclose the location? Oh, here we go. How about any polychlorinated biphenyls? Do you have any of those in your home? EMFs, unused storage tanks that may or may not be in the background or in the common area. Here we go. Are you aware of any violations to state, local, federal laws and regulations relating to the property? How could we know that? There are 600 pages of different laws from the 5 layers of government. Has the property been continuously occupied for 12 months? What does that have to do with anything? Is the property in an area that requires a compliance inspection from the municipality, conservation, fire district? There are 86 municipalities. There are 8 different fire districts, and most people have no idea if these special disclosures and inspections are needed. Okay, so on from the seller's disclosure. Now let's talk about the 6 most recent seller's disclosure fails that I have encountered. Okay, the first one, and I am going to scoot over a little bit. All right, the first one is the basement leak. The seller's disclosure. I am in this house reading the seller's disclosure. It says, there was a crack in the foundation which showed moisture in 2015, but it's been repaired and no issue since. And we go downstairs, and not only is water puddled there, but it's clear that the rust coming off the shelf next to it, that it has been leaking for years. All righty then. Okay, number 2 is roof age. Okay. The seller's disclosure, I've got it right here. The seller's disclosure says the approximate age of the roof is 6 to 7 years. Is the age of the roof documented? Nope. Okay, so shingles are a rare piece of equipment that has no serial number. There's no easy way really to determine the age of a shingle. So on this particular house in Brentwood, the front of the house, you pull up in the front of the house, the roof is 6 to 7 years old. We go to the backyard, and the roof looks like this. Big surprise that was not disclosed. Those sellers probably lost about $15,000 on that mistake on the seller's disclosure. What is number 3, you ask? The furnace age. Okay. The seller's disclosure says, to the world, we replaced our furnace in 2000 And the place they got that from, if you can look up there at the serial number, it's a SN, okay? The serial number, the third and fourth digits on most mechanical equipment is the year of manufacture. Do you see a 12 there? Okay. This owner or their agent went downstairs, saw a 19, and they're like, whoo, we have a new furnace and a new air conditioner. But that was wrong. The actual age of the furnace was more like 10 or 11 years old because it was made in 2012. And can you say, oops? Alrighty then. Number 4, the electric panel. Okay. 100 years ago, electric panels were 60 amps and 80 amps. And now they're 100 or they're 200 amps, okay? Like the picture says. This particular seller said, oh. We asked them, how big is your electric panel? And their answer was 10 amps. Not sure if you can see this or not. I think you can. 10 amps if it focused on. And this is another example of asking probably intelligent people questions that they have no business answering. Alrighty then. Number 5, termites. Termites eat wood. We don't like them. The seller's disclosure says, are you aware of any pests, termites, wood-destroying insects that have affected your property? No, not ever. Not ever. The house was 70 years old. Not ever. Are you aware of any pest or termite control treatments on the property? Nope. And yet, on the front porch, this was going on. That is a termite treatment where they drill all the holes down and then they put the chemicals in the holes and then the termites go to the neighbor's house. All right. Number 6, floodplain, an often misunderstood topic. The seller's disclosure says, are you aware of any any portion of the property located in the 100-year floodplain area? No, it wasn't. Come to find out, my friends really liked this house. And come to find out, when I went to FEMA's website, that not only was it in the 100-year floodplain, but all of the neighbors are too. If the purple, I'm not sure if the purple or kind of light blue is showing. And the yellow is all clear kind of at the top. So these people disclose on their disclosure, no, it's not in the floodplain of the River de Pere. No, it's no problem. And then we check it, and it is, only to find out later that the sellers were paying for flood insurance every single month, $160. But nobody else needs to know that. Okay, so that was 6. And I have one bonus round that I thought this to be particularly funny. I was reading this in the car and kind of laughing as I left the house. Okay, this particular seller wants us to know that the leakage in the southwest corner of the basement only happens when it rains. Now that is some deep wisdom that I am so glad that we all now know. Okay, so can you believe that sellers do not want to advertise or disclose their biggest weaknesses? Now, some of that is human nature, so I understand, but it's easier for some of them to hide the facts rather than to suffer the consequences of the truth. So back in 1990, when I started on this journey, we had a group of consumers that still worked with their own hands. They worked on their own homes, and filling out a simple 2-page seller's disclosure was easy for them, all right? But now in the 2020s, we have a very large group of intelligent homeowners who know nothing about their house. Maybe they can change a light bulb. Maybe they know the difference between a standard and a Phillips screwdriver. But sadly, we hand them a 6-page seller's disclosure, and we ask them to fill out this entire thing. And by the way, on the top of it, it says, this document has legal consequences. As you can tell, more and more sellers, they don't like this. And every year, sellers are just getting overwhelmed by the excessive amount of paperwork to where I feel like the truth never comes out unless you and your realtor discover it for yourselves. Okay? And that concludes today's video about seller's disclosure fails. And oh, hey, If you want more content from me like this, if you would show me that you're listening and that you care, and click on that subscribe button below. Okay? Thank you for your attention today, everybody. And remember, when you need a seller, call Mark Scheller. Okay? Thanks, everybody.